Hey, everybody, welcome back. My name is Todd Ronan with Reality Forecast, and I'm with Liz Cross and hopefully Cleopatra the Seventh. Liz, good morning. How are you?
Great. Thank you. This is exciting.
A lot of people have requested that we bring in Cleopatra, the last of the Ptolemy line, passed away, maybe by death, maybe by suicide. I thought we could ask her and get the true story.
Wow. She's here.
Wow. Miss Cleopatra, what would you prefer that we call you?
Cleopatra, she's very elegant. She's very stately. Yeah, she knows her power.
So you came to power with I think your brother husband. A lot of intermarrying in the Ptolemy line. Can you discuss that? Why that was so preached and why that was so forced in your family?
Because they didn't want impure blood. They believed that it all had to do with the bloodline, and the bloodline was directly from source.
Now, do you know that was incorrect and wrong?
Yes.
Did she become mistrusting of her brother? And well, let's have her tell her story about why she thinks that she is so powerful and so well known in current circles.
Well, I mean, she always knew that her name would live on for many years, centuries. And she was very important during this time, especially as a female.
Did she commit suicide?
No.
Was she murdered?
No.
How did she die?
Natural causes, an infection.
I didn't think she was old enough to die of natural causes. The story is she clasped an asp to her chest and it bit her and she poisoned herself. So this is a fallacy.
Yes, that's not correct.
What was her relationship like with Julius Caesar?
Hot and cold. She's very powerful, extremely intelligent for, that era. Yeah, very, very powerful lady.
So did she have a romantic relationship that was hot and cold with Julius Caesar?
Was it romantic relationship? Yes, it was. And Julius Caesar was unobtainable. She couldn't pin him down.
Was her sister Arsinoe also intimate with Julius Caesar? And did she have a rivalry with her sister?
Yes. Julius Caesar was, he liked to put himself about a lot.
What else can she tell us about her sister Arsinoe that we don't know? What happened to her after her death?
Now, she was murdered, the sister.
By whom?
By a male. Somebody that she was involved with, actually.
What was her relationship with Mark Antony?
Who, Cleopatra or the sister?
Cleopatra.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cleopatra, what was your relationship with? Ooh, okay. again, on off. I feel like I don't know a lot about Cleopatra. I'm so sorry. I really don't have a lot of time to sit here studying all this stuff. I'm so glad you did your research, Ronan. I feel like Cleopatra had quite a few little boyfriends, and but see, nobody really wanted to be with her. She was very high maintenance, very demanding. Wanted full power and control over these men. And at that time, having a female have power and control over you, that was seen as being extremely weak. So definitely not. They just, I don't feel like they would stay. She also would abuse her power as well. I feel like she was a seductress. Like, she would seduce people.
Did she do it just because she could? Why did she feel that she needed to do that?
That's a good question. Because she felt very unloved in her entire life.
There is some controversy about a story that she's come out about her. How does she feel that story represents or misrepresents her?
What's the story? Because there's a lot of stories about her.
The current Netflix Cleopatra video represents her culture and her ideology. What does she feel about that?
A disgrace to my name.
Did she know she was going to be the last of the Ptolemy line? Did that was on her life path?
No, she did not know that. She wanted the line to live on forever.
What did she know about past civilizations being access to ancient libraries? Let's say Atlantis. Did she know about Atlantis? And if it was real?
She knew about Atlantis. Yes.
What was some of the knowledge that she had about the technology that existed in Atlantis, which was lost?
Well, the lost. She says we were trying to find this information, but there was nothing left from Atlantis at all. I feel like it was completely washed out, and there's no recollection. I feel like the people were completely washed out, is what she's telling me. That's a quest that not just that, her or her culture, that's a quest that everybody was trying to find in that day and age.
What can she tell us about the true history of the Sphinx? Or does she not know because it was before her time?
Well, it was dedicated by royalty. It was, they instructed it to be built. And it was a representation. It was almost like a sacrifice, a giving over to source, that we're going to give you this majestic structure in order to honor you, so that you will be good to our people. Even then, they realized that all of this was an energy exchange, right? That's what sacrifices and all of that was. It was, we have to give something to you to show you our intention. And they were looking for ultimate protection of the royal family and, the king, the queen, and also the society. Because without the society, they had no relevance. So, yeah, that was a good question.
Did she incarnate before as a ruler of Egypt, or was this her first time incarnating as a ruler of Egypt as Cleopatra the VII?
No, that was her first and only time.
What is her life path like, and what has it been since incarnating as the Queen of Egypt? Her reincarnation cycle.
So she's actually reincarnated in a lot of countries around the world. She's one of those souls that's continuously searching for the most optimum life. She would love to recreate that amount of power again, and she's never been able to recreate that. She's actually lived existences as peasants, farmers. She tends to, like, now in her lifetimes now, and certainly in the future, she's going to be political, a big political figure, very influential. I feel like she's going to be in Europe.
How about her life path before she became Cleopatra the Seventh? What did that incarnation look like just prior to that incarnation as Cleopatra?
She was just a farm girl, very oppressed as a female. Not very long lifespans, very poor, very much men ruled her. I feel like she was beaten and raped in a few lifetimes. You know, that's what women were up against in those days. I mean, we're still up against that now. Obviously, we have a lot more rights, thank God, but you know, back then you could basically do to a woman what you wanted to. It's only till recently that we've managed to have, you know, women's rights, women in the workforce, women with voting power, women in political circles and political seats.
Can she talk about her life review?
Hold on, I got to give this to you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
She's telling me, because she's very much a feminist, right? She's telling me, as we go out 200 years, the world will mostly be ruled by women. Definitely female in leadership roles, females running countries, females running industries. There's no stopping us. We're going to have a complete role reversal, right? It's going to be the females with the earning power and the men that will lag behind, possibly even raising the children, staying home to raise children, taking on a lot of the house duties. She's telling me. And the reason why is she's saying the structure of the brain, because the female brain can do so many different things at once, tasks and goals and focus on many different projects. As females are moving and we're moving into the future, females will be very prominent on the political sphere. That's very interesting. She is a real feminist.
Well, we appreciate the time that she was able to spend with us this morning, Liz. I always appreciate you spending time with me and our friends out there. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us, and let's do this again soon.
This was awesome. You know, I'm like, really, a world run by women? I don't know. What do you make of that, Ronan?
It's on the horizon. Don't fight it.
See, You've been trained very well, haven't you? You know, just you're like, yeah, the women are always right. That's how you get along in life. Ronan, you crack me up. But certainly that's what it feels like it's coming across. Now, I'm very surprised by these answers. So this was an excellent probe. Those of you that are listening out there, we love you. Please take a look at the first comment on the underneath the video. You're going to find a lot of information there. You're also going to see a tip jar for Ronan that has been added for this video. So I know you all love Ronan and you appreciate all these interesting topics that he brings in. So please make sure you support Ronan. Make sure you
Thank you so much. I wish to do one last question about cesarean. Was he actually a C-section baby or not?
No, but the mother did have to have some sort of surgery. It wasn't a C-section baby, and I forgot the name of it, is where you have to cut in order to make the canal larger. That's what that's about. That's what I'm getting.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Reality Forecast, my channel, and also the backup channel. Thanks, everyone.